day to you. This is Esther Davis, and we're going to talk about hunger today in America. Homelessness and hunger in America, the greatest country in the world. Did you know that according to the U.S. hunger statistics, there are 30 million Americans that either are living in hunger or at risk of hunger? The figure that bothers me an awful lot is that people living below the poverty level increased from 25 million in 1980 to 36.9 million people. And they don't know what to do with this increase with hunger in America. But we're going to talk to some people that are doing something about it, and hopefully you will help us. Welcome to the show, Mario, and hey, how you doing?
Good. It is so good.
We got
to be
you
here.
out of your office and you're in on my show. It's
I
good to
know it. I love it. Thank you very much for having
And
me.
I want to mention also that David Hill, who did the opening for our show, is one of the residents, one of the people that live in your home.
Yes, yes, he does actually.
You have a homeless shelter.
Well,
Oh, what do you call it?
Actually, it's a church
Okay.
with a discipleship program. We have about 30 people in our program now. God is restoring David Hill that you mentioned,
Yes.
who did the music
Yes,
on the
yes.
opening of your show.
Love David.
David has been with us going on almost 3 years. And David actually was a top musician. He's had his own tour group, his own CD. He's in the process of producing his third CD, actually.
Right.
But David had a drug problem.
Right.
And he went from fame and fortune to the lowest pit that he could ever possibly imagine. You know, when I came to know David, he came in from the streets and he was on the verge of suicide. Wow. And do you know that, I mean, I didn't even know he could play the guitar. I mean, I didn't even know about his talent.
Can he ever play the
But,
guitar?
I mean, you are going to be hearing his next CD.
He has
is-
another CD that's out.
Yes, yes. And he sent word for me to tell you, Esther, that within a week he'll have his single
Well, you
ready
tell him
for
within
you
a
to hear.
week we are going to have him over here, because I just think it's amazing that people go from fame and fortune. Because he said he had $1 million, he was making lots and lots of
Yes,
money.
yes.
He gets a cocaine habit, walks into your shelter or walks into the Dallas
Yes.
International and stays there, enjoys it, writes music, does everything there.
He does, and you know, it's actually his drug problem was prescription drugs.
Prescription drugs.
Prescription drugs, yes. And God has just turned that young man around.
Oh my gosh.
You know, we are believing, and in fact, last Saturday night, we went to Deep Ellum. We set up on the street corner. I mean, if you could have seen us, you would have loved it. We were on the street corner. We were hawking his CDs, and he was over there playing, and we had a young lady in our women's discipleship. Her name is Brandy, and she writes poetry. So we framed her poetry. We have another man in our ministry called Wolf. He's actually from Bethlehem. He's 75 years old, former drug addict. He paints. He has beautiful paintings. We have the paintings out on the street corner, the poetry, and the music.
Whoa.
And we went out to represent Jesus and the Dallas International Street Church.
Yay.
It was very awesome.
Hallelujah.
Yes, yes.
Jump in here, Mario.
I'm telling you,
It's good to see you.
It's good to see you again, Esther. I'm telling you, it's exciting what God is doing.
Now, well,
But
how did you hook up with Karen? I just thought interested because last time I saw
I
you.
met Karen, well, it's almost going to be 6 years now. And I found out about what was going on down there, that there was a lady down in the downtown Dallas area feeding the homeless and
Right.
having church every day. And I thought, well, okay, let me go down
Yeah,
there.
she was feeding the hungry when I met her.
Right.
On the
Yes.
street,
On-
downtown Dallas.
Downtown Dallas.
Okay. Okay.
And so let me hear what she's doing.
Right.
So I went down there and checked her out, and she goes, well, wow, you want to get involved? And it was just like a connection that was just divine.
Yes.
And ever since then, I've just been helping. I mean, we help raise food, we help raise money, we promote her, I take her to different places to introduce her to different people. Well, that's how we met you.
Yeah, that's right.
Is how, you know, is through the network, just meeting people. But the biggest thing is when we started seeing what she was doing on a regular basis, there was no reason for me to try to start something new,
Right.
because she was
Right.
already doing it.
Right, and she needs help down
And she
there.
needs the help.
Very desperately,
And
yes.
so, you know, so many times we get so many organizations that want to start something new, but it's already being done. Go be part of it. Because it's already made an input, and it's already making a pathway, and it's
Exactly.
already going forward. Now help it go into its next destiny.
Exactly. And Karen has this attitude with homelessness. It's like you have this sunny attitude. And people think homelessness is just a down, you know, dismal, the most horrible thing in the world that could possibly happen. How do you maintain this attitude?
You know what, Esther? I know God is able.
Yes.
I know He is able to take even the most broken of the broken and turn their life around.
I'm thinking about Khalil.
Oh, Khalil.
Now, Khalil had
Poet
been,
of all
I mean,
poets, yes.
he had been, and by the way, we do tape several homeless shows a year at your place,
Yes.
and in another studio, so that people will know that these people are really real people. Now, Khalil, for the audience, was a manager with Kentucky Fried Chicken, one of the major.
Yeah, one of the major chicken
got
places.
into drugs.
Yes.
And from another state, New York or someplace,
Yes.
came to Texas and was this phenomenal, awesome poet.
Yes. Yes.
The guy was phenomenal.
But you know what the interesting part of that is, you saw him when he was just coming up, and what he was coming up from was his wife had died
Right,
from some dread disease. I don't recall the disease. His 8-year-old daughter had been raped and murdered.
That's I do remember that.
And so you know, he is just one of thousands who come from great devastation. And you know, I was one of these people that when I would drive by and I would see a homeless person on the corner. I mean, I was raised in Oklahoma. I had never really been around this sort of devastation and poverty. And I was one of these people who say, why don't you just go get a job? But when the Lord put in my heart about they're just like you.
That's
they
right.
Have the same
they're just
dreams.
people.
They have the same hopes. But they have come to a point where, you know, Satan has totally devastated them. It's his job to go around and kill. But Jesus came that we could have life. And do you know that the greatest payoff I have is seeing someone restored back to life again?
Oh, it's great for the ones that I've witnessed that have. And I want to say hello to Billy and all the guys that help us when we go over there. I don't want to start calling names, but I know Billy is. You don't call them homeless people. What do you call them?
They are not.
They are not homeless people.
They are not. They are children of the Most High God.
See what I'm talking about? See her face when she talks about
She
that?
always brightens up when she talks about that. That's the exciting part.
They are wonderful. I'm going to tell you something. When I opened this church in downtown Dallas almost 7 years ago, I was thinking that I was going to have every suburbanite in the Metroplex coming down to help me. I mean, I really thought that. And do you know what?
What happened?
I had a lot of people that would come, but the pain is so great. The devastation is so great. You know, that many people just can't stand the pain of seeing people that are so far, just their lives are just nothing.
Been shattered
You know,
completely.
hopes totally shattered, dreams totally shattered.
Wow.
And so really, as a result of that, and I used to think, well, you know what, they're not even saved if they don't come down here. But God really got me on that. You know,
God really got you on that.
It's not everybody's calling, but let me tell you what everybody's calling is. And that is to pray, and that is to support those that go. To
And they
support
can
those
support
that
them
go.
because a couple of times I was down there with you. People would come and just leave you tons of clothes and
Yes.
money and
Yes.
and stuff. But then you moved.
We did
Oh, I'll
move.
tell you,
We
that
did
was- that
move.
was
God
right
blessed
there. That
us.
was-
You
God
talk
blessed
about
us.
a blessing.
Yes.
Now tell us about this synagogue.
Yes. We actually, in December of this year, the building where we were in downtown Dallas sold.
Okay.
And the Lord provided a way for us to move into the first Jewish synagogue in Dallas. It was actually built in 1938. It's known as the Rose Garden. It's at the corner of Grand and Good Latimer
And
in
how many
South
square
Dallas.
feet do you have there?
We have about 12,000 square feet.
That's pretty big.
God has placed us in the very worst area of all of the Metroplex. We're right next door to the biggest
And now you're a
crack
big
house.
the biggest crack
biggest
house.
crack house in Dallas is our neighbor. But I want to tell you something, he put us there for a reason.
Can you believe this woman?
No, I mean, I'm telling you, the people from the community have started to come.
Okay.
We had a young man come in the other night who had been in a horrific fight. You know, he should have been dead. He came in and laid down. We kept him for a couple days, took him to Parkland.
Oh my gosh.
It's a refuge. It's right in the heart of the worst place, but it's like
But it's
an
in the best
oasis.
of the-
Yes.
Exactly.
We're talking
Good
about homelessness in America. We're talking to the great Reverend Karen Dudley and Mario. We're going to be right back. Stay tuned.
What's up with this thing? Somebody left it on. Huh? Yeah, it's been running all day. Maybe we should do something. That's so not cool.
Don't just take a stand. Act. The most powerful way is to simply register and vote.
In dance, a combination is a series of steps that work together. In real life, some combinations work while others don't. Women like me who dance through life in spite of their arthritis find the combinations that work for them. Your arthritis pain medicine, for example. It may interfere with a prescription you're taking. Read the labels, ask your doctor. Find out which arthritis medicine is right for you. Dance is like life. It's all about the right combinations.
Hi, I'm James Brown. Diabetes claims more lives each year than either AIDS or breast cancer, and it affects entire families. My mom is one of the estimated 17 million Americans who suffers from the disease. And know that diabetes can affect your feet. So if you or someone in your family has been diagnosed with diabetes, see a podiatrist, because the key to preventing problems is early detection and regular foot screenings. For more information, call 1-800-FOOT-CARE or visit apma.org.
Couple of really important announcements. The Flirt Quartet, remember them? They're in concert Saturday, August 28th, 2004 at the Eisman Center in Richardson. Log on to flirtquartet.com. I need a living kidney donor. My blood type is O positive. We're still looking for that kidney. Bernetta Hensville Shannon. Give her a call at 972-625-3184 or log on to hs1958 at sbcglobal.net. Elite Legacy Training, 214-298-7562. Ask for Leisha. And we're back right now talking about homelessness in America. And we're talking about how much God has blessed shelters and soup kitchens all over America to feed the people. But you know what? From looking at the statistics, and Mario, you might be able to help me with this. Are you still driving that big 18-wheeler?
Yeah, part-time.
So you see a lot of things going on.
Oh, I'm telling you, it's all over. It's just not Dallas. I mean,
Right.
It's all over.
And it's not just...
It's not just to one area.
Right.
I mean, our church is in North Dallas, and I'm finding out we're having the same problems up there, you know, as homelessness and people in need. And so we're seeing it all over the city. You know, and everywhere you go, there's always someone on a street corner. Got a sign, I need help, I need work. You know, we don't know what got them there.
Right.
But we can lift them up. We can give them hope. Yeah. You see, and that's the thing that what she's doing down in her church, and what we do by proclaiming the good news is to give you hope.
Yeah, give them
And
hope.
I mean, and you got numbers there. You got statistic numbers
These statistics
that are just phenomenal all
just
over.
Really despair. 1 in 5 children go hungry, part of every month. In America, 1 in 10 households are living with hunger or at risk of hunger.
Exactly.
1 in 10? I mean, we're the greatest country in the world. What is our problem?
Yes.
Well, our priorities have changed.
Our priorities have changed.
We're getting a broader vision of worldwide, and we're not really paying attention to what's going on in our own backyard. Our own people are starving, but we can go help nations other places and give them billions of dollars when we forget about our own nation. And the thing is through you talk about the Dallas International Street Ministry, you talk about different churches that have a heart for the homeless and have a heart for the poor in spirit. They're doing what they can, but the biggest thing is that we don't have the money. And
the funds have been cut. A lot of funds have been cut.
Yes, our funds are really down.
Have your funds been cut from the city?
We never had any from the city.
You have not had any funding?
That's the thing that we need is, here's a city that wants to bring in these big football and all these things. Why can't the city get involved and make some of those funds filter down into churches that are doing the work, okay? We need money to pay the light bill, to pay the electric bill, to pay the water bill, to keep it open.
Absolutely.
If they don't want to do it, why can't we get Mayor Laura to come down here and say, look, I can help fund this. I don't want it in the city, but if you're outside, you're still in the city, but you're out far enough.
Oh, we get anybody to fund it.
Anybody to fund it.
Now, I know one time I went down around Christmas time and you told me, and by the way, I do this publicly all of the time. I have a son that has lived on the streets for the last 10 years. He actually had a mental breakdown, I guess, about 10 years ago. And for a long, long time, we never knew where he was. So we went through the ordeal that parents go through, you know, looking for him here and looking for him there. And one of the things I said, since I'm on television and I get all these all of these engagements to come speak, I said, these people on the street belong to somebody.
Exactly.
And in a lot of cases, the people are looking for them.
Yes.
But now you've got children and mothers, and you've got everybody coming. I saw a whole family down there the other day.
It is unbelievable, Esther. You talk about hunger. We have children that come in. We bring our children in every Sunday. We have a service for our children on Sunday. We also have children that are not stopping by to take food boxes to their families.
Children that are stopping to take
Food boxes
home
to their moms.
Okay.
Our children always come in hungry. Our children always come in dirty. Our children come in sometimes so weary that they lay down on the front seats of our sanctuary and sleep.
Are they going to school?
Well, school's out, of course.
Right.
But yes, when school happens, I'm sure they will be in school. But they're coming out of extreme poverty, and they are hungry. You know, I've had children call me on the phone and say, Pastor Karen, do you have any food?
And
we
what
don't
is your
have any
answer?
food
What is
in
your
our
answer?
house. We get in our old raggedy van and we take them food. We do it. Actually, since we have moved down there, every afternoon at 4 o'clock we have a man in our ministry who we get lots of food donations.
Right.
Loads up the van and we go to the neighborhood and pass out food. We have powdered milk, cereal, whatever comes in, we
now,
take
is that
out.
what we should be doing?
Oh,
Should we be
yes, let me
giving
tell you.
food versus maybe job programs? Is this the
Well,
answer?
I think part
Well,
of
I think it all goes together.
fits in together
Yes.
because we need to educate them to be able to be productive.
Right.
And that's part of what she wants to do too, is to have an in-house, training. If it's every training we can get, we want to get schools down there so we can help them get educated and
Right.
get them back into the system again so they can help themselves. I mean, we have a president that talks about these things, and they're selective about who they get involved. But here you got someone in a big city like this that's down there alone, really. And what a lot of people say, yeah, but she's alone.
Right.
She's got the heart for it. She's willing to get down there and get dirty with them.
Right.
Okay.
And she knows them all.
And she knows them, and they know her. She needs the money, because it's the money that's going to push all these programs into existence.
How do you give somebody hope that is already hopeless? I mean, I hate to use that word, but I don't have another word right now. So when you are preaching, when you're giving them some hope, and they don't have jobs or food or anything to go along with that.
The best thing that we give them is ourselves. Is the
fact
way
that you're down there?
we're down there, that we're loving them, that we're showing that Jesus Christ loved them.
Is that important?
That's
Very,
important.
very.
They need to know that we're sincere, that we're going to be there. You see, one of the biggest things is people come and do a little bit and then they leave. And so after you get this cycle, well, they're only going to be here because they're doing good, and then they leave me all alone.
Okay.
But the thing is, we're not leaving them. You
So
see,
you
we're
come
there
back
for the
every
long haul.
week.
We come back, we share, see, we're a living testimony of the God that we serve. And when they can see that we're real, then they'll see that God is real. And that takes time. And that's called building relationships.
Right, okay.
You
Building
see,
relationships.
Yes.
And that is the key to success, to know that we're not going to leave them. That we're going to be there, we're going to help them all along the way until they become self-sufficient.
Yes, along that line, Mario, I'm a firm believer that it has to be one by one.
Reaching one, teaching
Just
one.
yes, just touching one life. If I can touch one life,
And you said that to me once before. I remember that.
Well, there's just no other way. You can't herd these people like cattle.
Exactly.
They all have different needs. Like the Billy you were talking about, he attended GED classes. To get his GED, Billy was 40-some years old.
Oh,
And
that's
got
a
his
testimony. Let me tell you,
GED.
that's the first thing when I
Yes.
walked in. He
Well,
said,
hold your
Pastor
point,
Mario.
hold your point. We're going to have a
Oh,
break.
let me
We're
tell
having
you.
too much fun here talking about how we are blessing the homeless and how everyone should get involved, because they all do belong to somebody else. We'll be right back talking to Mario and Pastor Karen. Thanks.
Hey, buddy, come on. buddy. Come. Good boy, buddy. Good boy. Yes, you are. Good boy. You're a good boy. There we go. There we go, my boy. There you go.
Thank you, Craig. 13th Annual Doty Fashion Awards, Saturday, September 18th, 2004. Pick up your tickets at Marie Antoinette's Boutique, 972-224-3605. Join the Indigenous Products Network, the largest health network on the planet. We need volunteers, 214-330-1333. The 5th Annual Elite News Religion Hall of Fame. Remember, he was here last year, Bill Blair. Saturday, August 21st, 2004, 12 noon at the Hyatt Regency, 214-339-6472. Send those community announcements in to the Esther Davis Show, P.O. Box 222-111, Dallas, or log on to estherdavis.com. We also want you to get involved with homelessness in America, because I just cannot, we're the greatest country. I love Texas, I love America, and we still cannot find a way to take care of our homeless people. And now you've got the families coming.
Yes.
What is the answer,
yes.
Karen? I mean, give us something here.
I want to tell you something. The only answer I know of, Esther, is Jesus.
It's Jesus.
Is Jesus. That is the very first thing. And we are representative of the Lord Jesus Christ. When he went after the one lost sheep, he took that sheep and he put it around his neck and he carried it back. He left the 99.
That's right.
As a pastor, it is difficult to leave the 99, because I want to tell you something. It's a piece of cake to look at the 99, because you know you can't help them. But when you help the one, you have to get down in the trench, you have to get down in the dirt, you have to go with them wherever they go. You have to love them unconditionally and accept them.
Do you agree with the ones that are standing on the side of the road and they're holding up this sign that says, I'm homeless? Do you agree with that part of?
No, I don't.
Why don't you agree with that?
Because I know them, and I know where that money is going.
Oh, okay.
I know that is drug money. I know that is alcohol money.
So if they really want to do something to help.
If they want to do something to help, put it where somebody is helping. You know, when somebody comes up to my window, and they do, you know, I just give them my card and I say, if you're hungry, you can come to my church. Every day we feed at my church, every day. But if I give him $1, I've added to $100 or $500 that he's going to make that day. Because I'm going to tell you what they say. Those that are on the street corner, well, I'm going to work. That's their job.
That job is to go and beg for money doing that.
That's their job, and that's the truth. But you know what? We're not doing them a favor by giving them $1 or $5. We're not doing them a favor. You know, I used to have a guy that came down to my church when I was downtown at Christmas, gave out $100 bills and wine.
My gosh. And wine? Oh my
1 hour
God.
later, 1 hour later, my parking lot looked like Vietnam. People laying around, fighting. It looked like a living hell.
So he actually thought he was helping them by giving them $100 and a bottle of wine.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean,
when
is
he could
that
have
sad?
donated that money for the cause.
to the ministry and let
Yes.
the ministry do what it's called to do.
You know?
You see?
I want to ask this question
people
because it's paramount on my mind. Do you sleep at night?
You know what? I sleep very well.
I mean, you know,
Very well. You know, I'm doing what God called me to do. And he said he gives his beloved sleep. And I feel that when we are in his will
Then you
and
get-
we're doing, I mean, he's going to give us rest.
and you have children.
I have, yes, I have. I feel I
You have
hundreds of
children.
Do I have children?
She's
I
got an
do.
extended
And
family too.
extended family. And you know, and then Mario, you're one of those people that go down there every week. You see the same thing. You're not dismayed by what you see. A lot of people say, "Oh, I would never go to a homeless shelter. It's they're too violent. They're this or they're that."
Let me tell you a little story, and I may get in trouble.
And I'll have a 30-minute show, you know. Here.
Yeah, but anyway, I even took my wife down there for the first time.
You took Denise down.
Yeah, when I
Okay.
was dating her. Okay, and I said, "You need to see what I do."
Oh, okay.
Okay, so I took her down there, and she could not believe how she was scared.
Yeah,
she was
well,
literally
it's-
scared because she had never seen it. But when she saw how they worshiped God and what they were being taught about God, she had made the comment to me. She says, "You know, they ought to be praying for me." You see, because I was the one that was scared about being down there. You see?
Oh.
Because see, we don't know what's going on. We don't know that they're people. We just think that, oh, that guy's on the street, like Sister Karen, just bumming money.
Right.
And that's the perceptive we have. They're not. They're people. And when you understand that God comes for the person, for a relationship, you will get involved. Okay? Because it'll change your heart. They just need someone to come love them and let them know that they're not forgot about.
Like Khalil, I mean, his wife
exactly.
dies and
Yes.
his daughter is raped, and he
Yes.
just doesn't know what to do. He said his wife, I remember him saying his wife was his entire life.
She was. She was a doctor.
She was a doctor. Yeah.
She was a doctor. His little 8-year-old daughter, you know, that,
And all of this happened within a year.
yes. I mean,
What
it
is
was
one of
just-
the things people say? You'll get over it. Go on with
That's
your
not the
life.
truth.
No, that's
but that's
not
not
the
the
truth.
truth. You know, why couldn't we spend some time with him when he was on his feet? You see, but we got so busy being busy that we forgot that he needed a hug. He needed someone to say, "We're here with you. We know you're going through a hard time. We know you're lonely. We know, but let me encourage you."
Did he
that you-
take all of his money out of the bank and did something? Or was that another one that we talked to? Because one of the people that I talked to, and this is probably our 4th show on homelessness, Ron is in here in the studio to verify that we've done publicly, just to get the word out that you can help. There is something you can do.
Sure.
You can help.
Even, let me ask the question about children and toys before I run completely out of time.
Yes. You know, at Christmas, we have a Christmas party for our children.
Yes.
And we usually have over 500 children that show up. And it's not like we can go out and buy toys. We're trying to pay the light bill. But do you know that every year that we've done this, people start giving, and they give. And I tell you, our cup runneth over. No child leaves without a toy.
Without a toy.
No child leaves without a toy.
Oh.
So, you know, anybody that would like to be involved with us, I just encourage them. You will be more blessed than
We're going to give the telephone number out, the
Oh,
website.
tell me.
Do you have a website yet?
We do. We
You do have a website? Okay, we're going to get the website up. And I am so happy to see you. I'm going to come down to hear you speak. And if Denise is there, I enjoy
I'll tell you.
seeing her.
Yeah,
also.
we got a new church that we got started up there in North Dallas. It's called Dominion Church of North Dallas.
Dominion Church in
North
North Dallas.
Dallas,
And
yeah.
then you come all the way down
Then
to
we come to South Dallas to help
do your
and encourage her and lift her up, that to hang in there. But let me say this, because everybody's
Well, you
listening.
got about
Okay.
10 seconds.
All right, we need corporate help. We need
Corporate
your
help.
help financially.
What I'll do
more
is
than
put
anything
that
else.
up next week and ask
Please.
for people to continue to donate as we go into school and Halloween. And I have got to say thanks to the crew today, because we put them in a real bind, and they're just the greatest crew in the world. You are the greatest audience in the world, and I'll see you next week. Thank you so much for watching the show. It was good. It was good to see you.